This week is the end for my local Joann stores, at least for the one in my area. It is slated to close. It was either Wednesday or Thursday. However, it was one of the stores that didn't make the first round cut. I did do... So today I'm making my what I think is going to be my final rounds at Joann's. I had 3 stores in my area. One I went to, they are slated to close this coming week on, I believe it's Wednesday or Thursday, after Memorial Day. But they were one of the stores that did not make the cut after the first bankruptcy was announced. The one I'm going to right now was a store that was slated to stay open. I have no idea when this store is closing. The last time I was here, they didn't know yet. I'm curious to see if they have a number countdown on their door like the other ones do. I'm not sure. So we're gonna go in and see what they have left. The last time I was here, they had a massive amount of yarn left. I'm hoping that they have some. I'm looking for some things that I'm hoping that are left. The other store that I went to that is slated to close this week, I got lucky. They did have some Karen 1 pounds in solid colors, so I grabbed some of those. They did have some Lily Sugar and Cream in solids. I grabbed some of those. They did have some K&C and some Big Twist super bulkies that I haven't seen since winter time, in colorways that were really, really popular when they came out. So I was very excited to grab some of those. So I don't know, I'm just kind of curious to see what we can find today. I'm not sure what's going to be left, but let's go see. Maybe we can find something good. I'm not huge on filming in crowded areas and talking in crowded areas, so I'm not sure how much I am going to be able to do with that. I can see at a first glance, the parking lot does not look busy at all. Maybe only like 8 or 10 cars, so that is a good thing. I also don't think they have a number countdown on their door either, like the other store had. So that's, oh, that was a really big pothole. Oh my God. Oh no, they do. Okay, 6 days. So this store has 6 days left, which I believe aligns with the other store. So this store was slated to stay open, the other store was not. So that aligns about 6 days left. So maybe they're all closing then around the same time. I'm not sure. That lady is walking out with massive amounts of polyfill. Okay. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get parked. We're gonna walk in. I'm gonna try to film some stuff. Don't know how much I'm going to talk. I can tell you the store sign says everything's 70 to 90% now. So that means whatever yarns are left, I'm assuming, oh my God, the bumps. I'm assuming that whatever yarns are left are gonna be now 70%. So that's very exciting. So I don't know, let's just go shopping. Necessities, because last night my son graduated high school and I have a headache. But we're gonna start this day with a 70 to 90% off. 6 days left. Today only extra half off any bolt or tube of fabric. Okay. I think we're gonna need this. Massive amounts of polyfill. Alright, kids, here we go. Ooh. Oh yeah, they got a lot of yarn. Serving. Getting the cart down that way. All right, I'm taking taking you guys through at a quick glance because I think I'm gonna come back and get some of this icing, even though it's untwisted. I grabbed some of this at the other store. I might have to get that too now. Yeah, look. Yeah, we're gonna get a bunch today. All right, this is my sign to try the flower power. I've held off this long. All right, there's more on the other side. This is so sad. I never understood these. That's sad. But I kind of wanted it. Here in one house. This was another one that they had this at the other store too. I grabbed a couple of these, the Flourish in this colorway. All right, I'm gonna go shop. I'll be back. All of that down there, I managed to pull out 2 of the ones that look like Fruity Pebbles, an Ivory, and one of those, and I think I'm gonna leave the rest for somebody else. Glow yarn? They have a ton. $2.25. Let's get a couple and try it. I've never tried this before, and it's Lion brand, so it should be pretty good. How many yards? Only 71. We'll just get 2. $2.69 for a pack of 2. Yep. Off. Yep. That just made everything cheaper. All right, time to count. here's a look of what we ended up with. I only spent $140. I am not mad whatsoever. They didn't have any bags except for little ones, and it was these size. Now mind you, that $140 also included a couple circular needles from Clover, also a Clover hook, and quite a bit of zippers. So those 3 bags are from my other store. So I'm going to load these up in my reusable totes and get this home, and we will do a collective haul. So I just want to give some final thoughts while I'm final thoughting before I forget them. I met this amazing woman and her husband, and she was talking to me about some yarn, and that she was in here just a couple days ago, and they had so much more than what they did today. So evidently they did have a lot more than what I saw. I'm glad I didn't come then, because I already spent $140 today, and that is enough for my budget. I am very happy with what I got. I'm proud that everybody got to get something, so I'm not mad. She also did tell me that there was a rumor that in our area, because we have no other craft stores besides one random Michael's that doesn't have very much of a yarn and fabric selection, that Hobby Lobby is trying to push its way in, which is amazing for us because we don't, oh my God. The bumps, for real. Our closest Hobby Lobby at this point is either 100, what am I talking about? An hour and 10 minutes one direction, or an hour and 15, hour and 20 minutes another direction. So we have no Hobby Lobby close to us whatsoever. It's just Michael's, and like I said, they are geared, in our area, they are not geared towards fiber. It's paper crafters, candy makers, Martha Stewart kind of things, and I'm not about that right now. So that was good news. She also was part of a nonprofit that was working with the store manager, and I wanted to mention this because I don't know when I'm getting this out, and it might not be until after my store's closed, but maybe somebody else's is open. She literally was wheeling and dealing with the store manager in the yarn section, and he said, if you take everything in this side of the aisle, I will give you an extra blah, blah, blah off the already price. And I'm pretty sure it was an extra half off. So if she would have bought the entire left side of this one aisle and loaded it up in her cart, he would have given her the already 70% off, plus he would have given her another half off just to get it out of the store. And I thought, holy crap. So then I started looking down all these aisles thinking, okay, is there one side of the aisle that I could really vibe with to make stuff with? But there really wasn't, because it was mixed up, and there was the loopy yarns, and then there was some of the other fibers that I just didn't really vibe with. So I just, I talked myself out of that really quick. But they're doing that if that's something that you're interested in. My store did that. They had one section where it was the K&C pom-poms, and they were all of the black color, and there was probably 150 of them spread out over an entire section, and I actually was half tempted to make an offer to buy them all so that I would be stocked for my beanies for winter season. But I talked myself out of that too, because I use brown more than I use the black one, so I digress. But anyways, it was so cute. The lady at the very end at the register, she was so nice about stuff. We were running through my notions and my hooks and needles and zippers, and they had that sign that I showed you up still with the extra 20% off if you bought more than 20, or extra 30% off, or whatever it is if you bought more than 20 items or whatever. I get to the register and it didn't take it off. And I was like, well, the sign back there said this. And she says, no, I'm sorry, the sale ended. She goes, and I don't even have a way at this point to override that in the system, just because it's not allowing me because we're in that bankruptcy phase. I said, that's fine. I'm not going to worry about it. You know, it is what it is at this point. My bill is $140. I mean, it would have been another $28, but whatever. And then she started scanning my zippers and my notions and my hooks and needles, and the register just like froze. Whenever I found a pack of safety noses, the register froze, and it missed like 4 items somewhere along the way. She has no idea what 4 items it missed, and she's like, whatever, maybe they should just fix their system. Bypassed it, threw everything in the bag, and she goes, I don't know what 4 items it just missed, but there's your 20%. So she didn't even care. So I was like, oh my God, God bless you, thank you. You didn't have to do that. I would figure out, like, I'm not going to take that from you. She goes, no, if they're going to bankruptcy this out and put stuff in their system, it should be in there the right way. So I don't know what it is, so maybe I'll try to figure out which items it was. My guess is it is probably zippers, because I got a bunch of zippers that were clearanced out for 60 cents, or it was the big twist, the curved sewing needle. So it was probably one of those two, but even still, hey, you know what, four items, I'll take it. So yeah, that was in a quick thought, in a quick glance, that I just wanted to get that off of my mind before I forgot about it. They did run out of bags, except for the smaller ones like I showed. So I had to take and line, thank goodness I had something. I had a moving blanket in the back of my car. I laid the moving blanket down, and I was able to lay my skeins of yarn in it, because they did not have any bags or boxes to put anything in. So if you're out and about and you're doing this, take reusable totes with you, or a garbage bag, however you want to shop. Take it with you, because I had to line my car with a moving blanket and stack my yarn skeins in it, because they didn't have any bags. So that's that. All right, I am going to call it here, take all of this home, somehow get this all unloaded into my house without the dogs taking me out, since none of this is in bags, and we'll do a final haul wrap up. I think at this point, I did have one other store that was only a half hour in another direction that I haven't been to yet, but between what I got today and what I got the other day, I'm good. I think I'm going to call it done. I don't want to be wasteful. I already have more yarn than I will probably use this year, so I'm just going to call it done. I think this is going to be the final for my Joann's. So see you in, just for you, a minute, for me probably like a day. Okay, we're back. I think I'm going to call this my final Joann's haul. I would love to go one more time, like a day or two before they close, just to see if there was some things that I saw, to see if they still have there, to see if they discounted it anymore. Like one of the stores had the K&C black palms for the winter hats. It was all one color. They were solid black, and they had, if I had to guess, it was probably 150 to 200 of them, but they were only 70% off, so they were still $1.50 approximately, and I wasn't going to buy them at that, because I know I can get them on Amazon cheaper. So I'm curious to see, like, if they have those down at the end, and to see if they will bulk discount them or 90% them, just to get rid of them, because at that point I probably would buy them. But anyways, I have everything that we did in this store haul, plus I have 3 bags from the first Joann's that I went to. So I'm going to say let's go to do the one that I did first that you didn't see, just because it's less. So let's start with these. I did get 3 of these K&Cs. These are the K&C Cozy 50% superwash wool, 45% premium acrylic, 87 yards, 6 bulky weight and in the color black cream. So there are 3 of those. Those ended up being $4.16 each. This sale was not the 70% off sale. This was whenever it was still 60, I believe it was. 60 and an extra 20, I think is what that sale was. So those were $4.16. I did come across more of these. I love the Big Twist Flourish, the 6 super bulky weight. These are 148 yards, and this is in the colorway Classic Rugby Stripe. This guy was $2.88 a piece. And the last thing in the first bag is Bernat Blanket Extra. They had 2 of these. I took them both. This is the jumbo number 7. 97 yards. Unicorn Bright. That's the color name. How cute is this? Love this. So that was that. Okay, price on this. $3.84. You can't beat it. Okay, so that's bag number 1. Bag number 2 had some more bigger yarn. This is Bernat Blanket. This is a big one. This is the 600 gram, 431 ball in Beach Day. I kind of want to make an anchor the octopus out of this. This ended up being $7.68. Regularly $23.99. So $7 for this big guy. Next, I got 2 of the Karen 1 pounds, and this is the colorway Espresso. This is just your basic Karen 1 pound acrylic espresso. These were $3.84, regularly $11.99. I got this cute little backpack sewing kit, travel kit. It was $2.56, regularly $7.99. I just thought that it was adorable. It has travel scissors in there too, so I might use that as a travel kit for one of my bags. Back to the yarn. I had fallen into some Lion brand Basic Stitch. They're the anti-pilling acrylic in the skein tones. I also came across some of the Big Twist acrylic in colors that I use surprisingly quite frequently. So I grabbed a bunch of that. Hold on, I'm going to sort these all out by color so I can just do this once and be done. And I came across some Lily Sugar and Cream. Oh, forgot about these. I also found Bernat Velvet in Blanket. Bernat Velvet in black. Originally $11.99. $3.84. Oh, we're getting into the bag number 3 now, by the way. This is into bag number 3. So 2 of the Bernat Velvet and Blackbird. Lily Sugar and Cream. I found Ivory, or do they call it ecru? They call it ecru. Can never go wrong with some basic ecru Lily Sugar and Cream. Originally $4.49, $1.44. Okay, Basic Stitch, Lion brand, skein tones. I got 2 in the color Ebony, regularly $6.49, sale price $2.08. Basic Stitch in the color Russet Heather. Regularly $6.49, $2.08. Two Big Twist Living. I absolutely love Big Twist Living. I love it. I really hope Hirschner's carries this. Okay. Two Big Twist Living in ivory, off-white, cream. Two of those. Regularly $6.49, $2.08. And then I found a one random that day of the Big Twist White, your standard value acrylic Big Twist White, regularly $4.49, $1.44. And then the other Big Twist values that I found, and these are going to be all the same too, so $4.49, sale price $1.44. They are the color mustard. We got 3 of those. Mustard is probably one of my most commonly used colors. And camel. We got 3 of those. So $1.44 a piece. Okay, so that was day 1. That was not the day that I took you guys with me, which in real time was yesterday. For you, all same day. That was not that day. Let me move these bags and then we'll do what we just went through. Okay, so what we just went through and what you just saw all of the footage of. Like I said in the car when I was doing the recap, when I got to the register, the lady accidentally left the sign up from the weekend before and said the sale sign should have been taken down, blah, blah, blah. So they did not honor the extra discount, which honestly, it is what it is. The price is at this point at 70% off. I still can't, I'm still not going to pass it up. So to start, I did the Big Twist. Boy, this is going to be fun trying to find all of this stuff. All right, so I think this is going to be, oh, we got that bag too. Okay, so I think this is going to be the bulk of it. Okay. So they had Big Twist value in the 2 packs in the bags. They didn't bother opening them up to put them in the thing. They literally just left them like this, put them in the box at the end of the aisles and said, they're selling them like this in a 2-pack. That's it. We're not breaking them down. It is what it is. You buy it like this. We're done. I bought 5 of them that way. So that was a total of 10 skeins of the Big Twist White, which would be 5 packages. Can you see it all? Okay, there it is. 5 packages of the white. 10 skeins ended up being $13.47. So break it down, $1.34, $1.35 if you round that up. So $1.34 skein for white. You can never have too much white. I'm going to do this one first because it has the bigger skeins in it. Okay, Karen, 1 pound. They only had one color. It was the color Sunflower. Right? Yes. Karen, 1 pound Sunflower, $11.99. These were now down to, let's see. I got 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of them for $14.39. So that means, let's do the math because I want to know. $3.59 a piece. Next up was a Big Twist plush in the color mustard, sunflower again. And this one, it must have just been like an overabundance of this color, but honestly, it's a good color to be an overabundance of because this is I use a lot. This I use for chicken nuggets. I don't know what it is in my area. Cats don't sell, dinos don't sell. Chicken nuggets, on the other hand, they could be minis, they could be medium, they can be jumbo. Those things I can never keep at my markets. Chicken nuggets are the thing in my area. So these guys, this is the number 6 super bulky Big Twist plush. I got 1, 2, 3. I cleared the shelf on this one, and I kind of felt bad that I kind of didn't feel bad because other people were clearing shelves on other colors. So it is what it is. So 5 of these, and this ended up being Big Twist plush sunflower. 5 at $11.99. 5 of them were $17.98, making them $3.59 a piece. Kind of want to make a Dino Nuggie pillow. And then I think this one is called Sunflower too. Sunshine. Lion brand respun thick and quick. I have never used this. It is a hand wash, lay flat to dry kind of a thing. I don't know if I'll regret it, but I really, really, really want to make a sweater out of this. So we'll see. I got 5 of them total. It is so soft. It's 100% recycled polyester. It's so soft. Like, I want to squish in it and just lay in it. So this was 5 at $11.99. They were $17.98. Also, $3.59 a piece. So if I could make a sweater for $17.98, and I'll get my wear out of it. But I don't think that it's going to take all 5 of these. It might. I don't know. It all depends on how big I make it. All right, so that's that bag. Let me grab the other one. It's going to take me a minute. I'm going to throw all this back in here. The other bag has a lot of little stuff in it. That's not yellow. Okay, so I did find more Big Twist Living. I found one random guy in this colorway, which is charcoal variation. It was one. I have a couple of these already, 2 or 3 of them. But I did grab another one because I want to make some type of like an open stitch pullover something. So I grabbed it just in case I need another one because we don't know if we're going to get this ever again. So yeah. This one was $1.95. So all of the Big Twist Living is going to be originally $6.49. Sale price $1.95. I found one ivory or cream because I had found a few in the other store. I had one lonesome ivory or cream, so I grabbed that one to go with the others. I did find a new color in Twilight Blue. So we got 4 of those at $1.95. I found more of the skein tones in Adobe. There's 2. More of the basic stitch anti-peeling. This one is in the color Beige Heather. These ended up being the same price, $1.95, as the Big Twist Living. These were all ended up being $1.20, $1.95. I found some novelty yarn. The Lion brand DIY Glow. I've never tried this. It was originally $7.49 for this little dinky thing. I did grab 3 of them. They were $2.25 a piece. I thought that they would be fun for like Halloween time. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with them, but we'll give it a try for $2. You know, what the heck. I did grab, I found one lonesome, another one of these, the KNC Cozy, in the same colorway that we found at the other store. So that was a repeat, and that one was what? Was it $4? $3.90 this time around because the discount was a little bit higher. I was super excited about these, the Big Twist sprinkled icing. I loved these when these came out in the fall, and I found, I think this is the fruity stripe, fruity cereal. I found, as you saw in the video, the bottom shelf, there was like 8 of them that were all tangled together, and I was able to untangle 2 of them pretty decent, so I grabbed both of those. These were originally $8.99, on sale for $2.70. They also had a green, a pink, a cornflower blue, a teal. I could have really went hog wild, but I kept myself in check because I needed to keep myself in check. So besides the 2 fruity stripes, I also found this one, which is Favorite Sweater, which is mostly white. I do have to reball this one, but it has the flecks of pink and teal in it. Yeah, we got to try to keep that one together. This one is really falling apart. And then I found one in vanilla. So very excited about those. All at what, $2 and all at $2.70 a piece. Another find that I was super happy about. I've never worked with this. I'm very excited to try to work with this. I think I'm going to make a scarf out of this. And this is the Lion Brand Hometown. This is a super bulky 6, and I found 6 skeins of it, and this is the colorway Phoenix Azalea, and it is a very pretty, vibrant, hot pink. It has some blues mixed in with it and a little bit of tan mixed in there, but it is so soft, and the squish is just, oh, I love it. Love, 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 love. So I found 6. You know what? This band is coming off this one. Let's pull this off so that way you can really get the, look at that. Look how pretty. Okay, so I found 6 of those. Let's see if I can find. These were regularly $6.49. The total price for all 6 of them was $11.68. which broke down to $2.34 a piece. Will I make a scarf for $11.68? Absolutely. I am excited. And then 2 more things, well, 6 more things, but 2 different colorways. I came across the Flower Power, and this is the color Marigold. Everybody knows what the Flower Power yarn is. I have never tried this one yet. So I grabbed 3 of them because they were, what, originally $9.49, $2.85 a piece. If I hate it, I will make a cardigan out of it. And then last of the yarn, they had 1 color of the Red Heart Granny Square yarn, so I got 3 of those. And this is the Black Blue Beacon Noir color combination, and there you go. And same price as the Flower Power, $2.30 some for a ball. And if I hate the way that it works up, we'll make a cropped cardigan or something out of it. I'm not worried about it. Okay, that is all of the yarn for this trip. I do have a bag of some odds and ends. Let me put this away and we'll shift to the odds and ends. And then we'll do a quick recap. Okay, for the littles, I got it all sorted out just to hopefully try to make this a little bit easier. I got quite a bit of 7-inch zippers. They are originally $2.99. The sign said that they were only 80% off and that they were 60 cents a piece. However, whenever they rang up 90% off and 30 cents a piece. Had I known that, I probably would have bought more. However, I bought a ton, so I'm not disappointed at all. I bought 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 zippers total. And I got 2 in the color light purple. Oh, lighting is horrible. 2 in the color light purple. 2 in the color purple. These are all 7-inch. 2 in the, nope. 1 in the color icy blue. 1 in the color seal. C-I-E-L. I don't know. It looks like the other one to me, to be honest. 2 in the color green linen. 2 in the color hot pink. 2 in the color navy. And 4 white. So we got a lot of zippers. I also found a pack of Park Lane animal noses. These were 84 cents. I've never used animal noses, but why not? We'll give it a try. I found stickers. I had the other set, but I did not have this set. These are the ones that are in this one. They are the granny square ones, and you know, I do a ton of granny squares. I feel like that's what my Etsy shop is known for, so I had to have these. These were, well, were these one of the things that didn't come up? This might have been one of my things that came up free that didn't want to ring up. Because when she counted it, there was a total of 4, and we had assumed that it was just 4 of the zippers. And she wasn't going back to figure out which it was. So, yes, this was one of them. That was one of my freebies. Clover. I'm a Clover girly. Can never have too many 4.5mm hooks. This guy was $3, regularly $4.99. Also with Clover, I'm getting into teaching myself how to knit. So they had a size of 10mm circulars that were regularly $12.99. I got them for $3.90. And then they also had sock ones that were 2.75mm circulars, regularly $16.99 for $5.10. Cannot beat that. I got some steel yarn needles. These ones were an assorted straight and bent. I feel like you can never have enough of those. $1.99. They were 60 cents a package. And then I also got some straights just for like basic sewing, and the same thing, $1.99. These were also 60 cents. And then lastly, they had some glittered white felt. There was only 4 sheets of this left, and one side is glittered. I'm not sure. There you go. You can kind of see it there. And the other side is just plain. I do want to try to make some felt eyes as opposed to doing all of the plastics. They were originally $1.49 and clearanced out for 7 cents. So I figured, well, 7 cents if I screw it up. Not really out anything. So, all right, that is the end of everything I got. Today's trip, I spent a total of $158.19. The first trip, I spent a total of $103.03. So 260 some dollars and change. So we're looking at, let me see, the you saved and what I spent kind of a thing. We're looking at $909.75. So about $900 worth of product for $260. And I am set for markets now for probably the rest of this year and to get me started in for the next of the year. Hopefully. Hopefully. Probably not, but hopefully. So I'm going to say that this is going to be my final haul. But deep down inside, part of me is probably going to really try to go hit it one of the last, next to the last day or the last day. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what the week brings. So that is it for today. If you like this content, please hit that subscribe button. Otherwise, please like, comment below. It really helps out my channel. I appreciate you sticking around with me and following me to the end. And until next time, have a great day. Bye.